Come on, let's do it.
What'd you have at your last company office party that was catered? If it was catered by an Italian joint, I got a feeling I could tell you a couple of the things you had, if not everything. Some penne alla vodka, probably some maybe rigatoni with a meat sauce, right? And then some those thin aluminum trays with maybe chicken francese or more likely chicken marsala. We're making chicken marsala. It's actually a good dish. I love it, and gonna make a little tonight.
Come on, let's do it.
Alright, I don't care for putting raw meats on camera. I've done it when I've had to. We've done some grinding shows for burgers and whatnot, but I really don't like the visual of it, so I already did my chicken. This is a nice, it was a breast, and I smashed it down nice and thin. This is what's called scallopini. And seasoned it with salt and pepper, both sides. This is just flour. I mixed two. You could use all purpose, but what I had in the fridge was a little whole wheat bread flour, and a little bit, just a touch, almost like a seasoning of rye flour. So we'll see how that works out. So that's the chicken scallopini. What else do we need? I've got a stock here. This was those tomahawk steak bones brewed in chicken stock. So let's let me find a spoon over here. This is cold. I melted it down. It was in the freezer as ice cubes. We've talked about that. It's going to be great in this. Now, I just went out, got some sage, fresh sage leaves, some fresh parsley. So there's our herbs. Chicken marsala. Butter and olive oil. We're going to saute off the chicken. Then we're going to put in some finely chopped shallot. And I've been on a 2-day mission harvesting. Well, these were harvested 2 weeks ago. They've been in the basement curing. And I've got this much or more down there curing now. So I got shallots. These are what's called French Gray. And these are the Dutch Red. I just pulled all the Dutch Red. These were a couple of early ones I pulled out. Now these should be used sooner, so we're going to use the Dutch Red. But we'll add one little French Gray because these are more meant for long-term storage, but this is what they call a true shallot. I don't know, as opposed to what? What are these, like hybrids? I don't know. But we'll use a little more French Gray than Dutch Red, because that's considered the true shallot. I'm so thrilled about these. The flavor is amazing. We've got button mushrooms, and I've done that thing with you on other episodes where we peel up the outer skin, but I'm not going to do that here because they're nice and clean. I washed them off with a dry, semi-damp cloth. Don't get your mushrooms wet. Don't use water and try to clean them. I just used a towel, brushed off whatever was on them. They're not, so I'm just going to slice these up. I'll chop up some shallot. We've got our stock. Now, here's the thing though. It's called chicken marsala. Marsala is a very interesting wine. This is not a true marsala wine. This is made in New York State. Canandaigua, New York. All right? And this is, the only reason I have this, it's not something I usually keep in the house. I had a few weeks ago, I made 3 giant tiramisu within 1 week. Let me get in on this. Because I had parties, you know, it was that summertime thing, neighbors, friends. I had parties to go to. I made 3 giant trays of tiramisu in a week, so I needed this for the tiramisu. But this is a New York State, and it's a, they call it on the back, semi-sweet. But what you really want for chicken marsala is a dry marsala. That's not sticky sweet, but what I'm going to do, you want secco, dry, right? But I bought this to make the desserts, and that's what's here. But I'm going to add some dry vermouth. Nice French dried vermouth. And let's see how that tempers the sweetness of our masala. Both wines, right? I think that's beautiful. That's going to work perfectly. Sage, parsley, shallot, mushrooms, stock, masala, doctored up a little, and our chicken. Let's get the chicken in the pan with butter and extra virgin olive oil. Alright, I'm going to get the flame on under this big cast iron. We're going to start with just a splash of extra virgin olive oil. I got the Berrio tonight. Just a drop, because we're going to do butter. By the way, this is a butter-heavy dish, so not something you're eating on a daily basis, trust me. And into the extra virgin, I've got this nice Cabot Creamery butter from Vermont, unsalted. Let me go in with about 2 tablespoons of that. We're going to use more butter, so I'll set it right there. I'll set the Berrio right here, because we're going to be replenishing this pan as we go. Now, while that's melting down, I'll start peeling my shallot. And when we get the chicken in, so let's get it in. And I'm going to apologize in advance. We're not deep frying or anything, but I am going to go for the fan. Always away from you, right? I'm going to drop this to medium, and we're going to do this nice and gently. We want a golden cutlet. Alright, while that's going, I'm just going to get the camera on. I love watching that, and you should watch it too. I am slicing the shallots over here, and I'm going to slice up the mushrooms. We want about 3 minutes aside on that. Golden brown. Drop this to number 2 because it's kind of a mild fry. Even pull off 1. There we go. Calamari requires 3. Alright, I'm slicing the mushrooms off camera, but you guys know the deal. By the way, I have good enough knife skills that I'm doing this, but really, my eye is on that chicken, just like yours is. I love watching stuff sizzle fry. Alright, let's check it. See how the underside looks. Get the last of these mushrooms sliced up. Alright, let me grab my tongs here. Take a look at this scallopini. Alright, you can see I had nice salt and pepper. Those 2 flowers. I can smell the flowers, very nutty. Whole wheat bread and rye. Just a touch of rye flour. I think this is going to be really nice. Okay, well that's happening. The second side, I'm now chopping the shallot. Small, almost a mince, even smaller than brunoise. I'm mincing them up. These fresh, this is the first year I grew shallots. I'm having so much fun with them. And when you cut into one, it just leaps out at you, the aroma, the freshness, the alims. Incredible. Okay, everything is ready now. Shallot, mushroom, we are ready to go. have a plate to put this on. Oh, I got this works. This way we can hold the juices because we're going to pour them back in the pan. Okay, out with the chicken. Put it in here. Right? Let it drain a little. And now I'm going to put my shallot in. Normally what you would do is you would pour this fat off and add a little more, but this is dinner for one. I'm not going to start wasting the resources. There's plenty of fat in the pan. Shallot's in. Oh! Oh! Aroma! We'll get some wood here because we are going to have fun to deal with. Oh, that's spectacular. Started growing garlic, I don't know how many years ago, and I swear by it. I will now be growing shallots for the rest of my life. Onions, not so much. For the amount of ground space I have, I don't find it entirely worth it. All right, mushrooms. Regular white button. I'm sure if you had some nice wild, fresh picked morel or trumpets, that would be, I wouldn't complain about it. But this is a simple dish. And by the way, this is not Italian cuisine. This is what we call Italian American. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my sage leaves. And I'm just going to kind of bruise them and put them in. Don't need a lot. 3 big leaves, how's that? Oh, they're powerful, very powerful. And you know what? Now you can see they sucked up all that butter and oil. So now I'm going to add a little pat of butter, a drop of oleo, give everything a spin. Wow, the fat really, all of a sudden the sage pounced out at it. All right, mushrooms, I like pepperwood mushrooms. And now I'm going to add the masala and deglaze. This is a baked chicken masala. We dried up our semi-sweet. But from what I'm smelling, I'm not sensing any big problems. Now what's happening is, okay, we sawed off those chicken. Remember, they have a coating of flour. So we're almost going to get kind of a roux now. Fat, we've got our stock in. Bring up the heat a little, because you know roux generally start to thicken with the boil. Cooking out some of the wine. And deglazing that bottom with the spoon, giving it a real good scrape. And now I'm going to add in some stock. I don't believe I need all this stock. I'll go with half. There you go. And now let's QC the liquid, and we're going to add our chicken back. Phenomenal. And I think the drying down of the masala with the dried vermouth was a key move. Crank up the heat a little. Position the cutlet. And we're going to baste a little. Wrong spoon for basting. Let that go for a minute. We want to just reduce this liquid a little. We are going to finish off just like a risotto. We're going to finish off with a little butter at the very end. We'll let that bubble away. A little more flour coming off the chicken. I see the liquid starting to thicken. Let's flip our cutlet or scallopini. Give another baste, and I am going to sneak in and get myself a plate to plate onto. This is just about ready, minus our final hit of butter. Okay, I don't think we need the fan much. I mean, we do have some steam rising, and it's not like there's some fatty frying oils spewing all over the atmosphere. So let's finish this up. The liquid reduced nicely. I'm going to pop in, let's put this last knob of butter. And this will just glaze, right? And that little fat glaze around our chicken. Let that butter melt. The aroma is really getting at me. It's Thursday night, by the way. I usually tell you guys at the beginning of the show. So TGIFF tomorrow. Fun weekend coming up, but it's 8:45 p.m. I rarely use this late on a Wednesday, but I do it for you guys. See, it's starting to thicken and glisten with that last knob of butter. Here's our sauce. Let me pull the cutlet. Now, normally you would serve this with some pasta. I almost made some pasta acciughe, pasta with anchovies and garlic, because I have all this freshly pulled garlic. But I was just telling you about the Thursday night deal. Work tomorrow. No carbs. This would be good enough at 9 p.m. Alright, let's sauce this up and give it a try. Right, we turn the heat off. There's our scallopine. And a little bit of spaghetti right there with anchovy sauce would have been nice, but can't do it. Okay, let's take some of our mushrooms. Masala gravy. Spoon them over the top. This is the fresh parsley. Now this is from a plant that's in its second year. Parsley only grows, well, I guess it would keep going, but it's not a perennial. It grows for 2 years and then goes to seed. Well, this plant's in its second year and it's starting to seed. I'll harvest those seeds. Here's a shot. Take a look. By the way, here's the sage bush too. That's about 15 years old. I have that since I put it in. Okay, a little parsley on top. Let me get a knife and fork and let's see what we got going on here. Chicken marsala. Everyone's had it at their company Christmas party at some point, right? It's hot. You can get a small bite here. Chicken is cooked perfectly, cooked through but not dry. Oh. This is that office party thing, but it's not. It's not. They can't individualize. They have to make trays and trays of this. Oh, yeah. Kind of wish I made the pasta. Glad I didn't. marsala. This is so good that I want to do it again and go out and get a really nice bottle of marsala seco. Sorry, New York State. I know it's only Thursday night, but when I cook something like that, little nice Salento, 80% Negromaro, 20% Malvasia, perfect. I'll see you all for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.